All right, guys. In addition to the 3 songs that we just heard, I also wrote a song, but not meaning to be the song, but just so that we have something, just a placeholder for the intro to our show. It's a video, and
it's a video?
Yeah, I'll let you.
Okay, we have something. We have more than one something.
Because here's just some garbage that we can throw in the beginning, because at the moment, we have less than garbage. Yeah.
After the sum total of everything we listened to, we have precisely one song to go of.
This is a placeholder song. It's just a placeholder song to get us through something that we can play under the video of our introduction before the show. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Yeah, it makes sense, because it's something that I already did.
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
I didn't have
Did you like the video that I made for your song, Brett?
That was incredible.
It was so good. It was so
truly fantastic.
This is a placeholder song till we replace the old song. This is a placeholder song for Is This Anything?
Hey, all right.
Pretty good, right?
That is a placeholder song.
I like it a lot, and I just wish that the vocals were better. Like, I wish you had actually really sung that.
I did really sing that.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe we can get Brad to re-record it.
That would certainly be an upgrade.
Have you done origin stories yet?
I have not. What is that?
Rachel and Bowers' Patreon show where they interview comics about their origin stories.
Well, that's cool. No, I've not.
I'm doing that tonight.
Oh, excellent. That sounds like it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I guess they don't have repeat guests very often.
I mean, unless there's a cliffhanger, I'll do the whole hour and be like, and that's the day I decided to quit comedy. I got a weird song in my head. I saw a clip of R. Kelly giving a concert in another country. This is like a recent thing that he did.
Okay.
He's like singing this really weird song about how everybody should come visit America. And it was like, do you have your passport? Have you gotten your shot? If you have, you should come to America. Something like that. And they just kept on repeating that over and over again.
This was R. Kelly?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
That might be the weirdest thing he's ever done.
It's definitely the worst thing he's ever done. From like a moralistic standpoint. Don't tell people to come to America, you weirdo.
Sorry, I have to fuck Jarret's wife here, if you can tell.
What?
Yeah.
Jarret's wife? Did you say?
Yeah, I had to fuck her.
Is this a reference to the joke that I made to you before Brett got here?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, well, the thing for me is that I wasn't here for that, so...
But
I don't
also,
know what the fuck you're talking about.
it was not cogent enough that even I could appreciate it. And I was the one who only audience member for this joke.
Yeah. Well, there's also me.
Oh, yeah. Well, how did you like it, Rob?
Just perfect.
I would have loved if you were like, not for me. I can see how some other people might like it.
So bizarre to see Rob with a picture behind him that is hung up on the wall.
You remember how one time you were doing the show at your brother's place, Brett, and we were saying that you looked like you had met a woman who had completely taken over your life? Yeah. Rob looks like he has just become like a cool professor since we last saw him.
Yeah, I've done a lot of hallucinogens.
Yeah. And I'm ready to just rap about it.
I'm a biologist, I teach classes on mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Hey, guys, take out your textbooks. Now throw them in the garbage. Because
really? I spent like $80 on this.
Okay. Go back to the school bookstore. Try to get as much money back as you can.
Great. So this was the $50 I spent just to bring this book to this class and then go back to the bookstore.
The point is, we're not going to use them this semester, guys.
Hey, Leedy's
here.
Leedy!
I like your hair, Leedy.
Hey, hair looks amazing.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
I've been going around my house all day doing that.
Just
doing the hair flip?
Yeah. Your plants are tired of it.
Did I need something in the kitchen? Nope.
Guys, can you tell me, does my shot look good? Does it look good to the left? Does it look good to the right? This is particularly cruel that you guys are eating right now because I'm fasting because I have my endoscopy at 4 o'clock today where they stick a camera down my throat. So I haven't eaten anything. I haven't eaten anything today.
That's horrible.
Thank you, Brave.
You're welcome. This is really good.
Well, as long as Jarret's not eating, let me just grab something. I feel like it would have been rude of me to not make a bit about this. Just a protein shake, no big deal.
Cool.
Oh, but it is good.
Do I not suffer enough, guys? Do we have to add on to it?
I looked at Miley Kwan. She comments on our YouTube all the time. I clicked her profile or something, and it said she is without a doubt, our top commenter. She's left 82 comments on episodes. Sweet. So if we can, I'd love to shout her out.
On the episode?
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
Do you want to do that now?
I mean, I just did. No, let me get the exact numbers here.
Let's sound check ourselves here a bit. How does everyone sound? How do I sound?
You sound good. Brett sounds good. Lee sounds good.
I have air on. I have the air conditioner on in an adjacent room here.
I do not hear it.
You don't hear it? Okay.
No.
Jarret, you sound a little louder than Rob to me.
All
what
right.
about, does that track for you, Leedy?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Leedy?
She just went to go take a bite of food because everyone's torturing me. I wish you guys had planned this and you had different kinds of food also. So you're eating noodles, but then a second later you have a hero, just
if
churros,
I planned it, I would have gotten all foods that you like vegan, bark or whatever you eat.
Yeah.
Vegan bark.
I know you're not going to eat, meat, animal bark.
Meat bark.
I think that's beef jerky.
Yeah, that is basically jerky.
Wouldn't it technically be dog? Wouldn't it be dog bark?
What do you think the word technically means?
I don't know, but it was worth it to get that straight to the vein hatred from Leedy. Oh God. I have never felt that disdain before. Oh my goodness.
What is this second Leedy Corbin doing here?
Well, in fact, there's a character I bring on to Ask Us Everything called Limo, which is emo Leedy, and from time to time, Daniel Muggleton just goes, "Can we get Limo's disappointed reaction to that joke?" It's my favorite thing I do on that podcast.
One time I did that podcast, and I was Leedy. I was Leedruck Corbret.
That
was my favorite thing.
A hilarious bit, Brett. 2 thumbs up.
I loved it.
It was Muggleton's idea.
Yeah, I like how you were like, I'm a very good artist too, maybe even better. Than
I was like, sorry you don't need Leedy anymore because I'm obviously, this is super easy to do. Meanwhile, I was like, this is really hard to do. I hate this.
They scheduled a thing that I couldn't make, and I told them I couldn't make that date. So I was like, "Sorry, I can't be there today for the show, but I bet Leedruck Corbrett's available." They just canceled the show, so I guess you didn't do that well.
I think somebody asked me to do it again, and I was like, "No, absolutely not, never again."
Aw, no.
Leedy, your hair is it gives you this. It's so much more of a technically a mature hairstyle.
I've been told that, and I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm not sick of the Leedy's young jokes, but I'd love it if they were less frequent.
Right. But I can't tell if you're owning it too, or if I'm just seeing the hair, or if you're just acting as if you're a little bit more just just I'm your boy's mother's, and you're just. God,
I mean, her reaction.
I just can't deal with you.
I think her reaction to my dog bark joke was very mature. Was very
right. There's something to the idea of her just being so disapproving. And you're like, what happened to give fun lady who used to get on with all of our dumb jokes? Now she's just like,
what else can we give her in the window, in her video window, to continue this image, like a martini, a monocle?
Oh my God, a monocle, absolutely.
I mean, we could do that in Zoom for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Or in post, Rob can do that.
Oh yeah, and now he has to. Now he has to.
I'm thinking, yeah, exactly. Maybe a little picture frame of her and her kids, just right, just right up there.
What an adult move!
Oh yeah, now you look very, very, very mature.
I want to see a girl try to buy alcohol with a fake mustache on. Like,
Hello.
pardon me, sir. May I have one alcohol, please?
I am an adult,
Ooh.
yes.
Are you trying to be a French man?
I want to leave a space here. We were throwing out some like really fun ideas for Rob to put in post for how to make Leedy look more adult. But I want to leave a space here for what editor Rob comes up with.
Okay.
How do we do that? Do we just not talk?
Yeah, we just not say.
We just don't.
There we go. Ooh, cool, Rob. Well done. Excellent addition.
He's so silly. He's so silly and clever.
No, wait a minute. I'm confused. Who is this? I mean, we have another.
Oh, you
square
have
here?
a second square here. That's for Leedy's digital drawings.
Will that
join
show up in the recording?
What a fun experiment we're part of today, guys.
I assume you don't hear. I mean, do you hear the siren?
Yeah, they're after you.
Yeah.
I see your roommate's still calling the cops, even though you don't live together.
I can't find Rob. I called the cops. Filled out a missing persons report. Before we get to business, I want to thank Miley Kwan, who is our top commenter.
Miley.
I can't see the statistics on how many comments she's left, but something like 80 comments on all of our videos, and that's just
You're
really
the best.
cool. Yeah,
Your comments
I know.
are the best.
Yeah, she's always the first to comment. She's always excited to watch the show, and we just appreciate that. If anybody wants to give her a run for her money,
Yeah, please do.
good luck.
Yeah, there's a title available. You know, if anybody wants to come take a shot at the queen,
But you best not
you
miss.
best not miss.
That's right.
Because otherwise, you
sh-
will just have left a bunch of comments.
Speaking of queens, today we have a very special, mature, everyone's favorite mom guest.
Jarret Berenstein, Queen.
No, we have a very mature, very together Leedy Corbin here. Not like that young, flat-haired.
Flat-haired.
That flat-haired Bobby Soccer that we used to have on the
that
show.
scamp running around.
Oh my god, that would hurt me more than all of my high school bullies. You flat-haired bitch.
No one here said bitch, just to be clear. Flat-haired. Jesus. That hurt my feelings.
I know, because you've got the majestic plume right there.
I
You
do
win
okay.
the hair
I
contest.
do okay.
And
I was
Rob's
watching
got
an old
the-
episode where I had my bad haircut, and everybody was like, take your hat off, the hat looks dumb. And I took it off, and I was like, no, my hair looks worse. And everyone was like, no, the hat looks worse. And I just watched that episode, and I was right. The hair looked terrible. You guys are insane. You guys are bananas.
Oh, no, it looked
I'll
really
fight
good.
you on
It
Yeah,
did
Let's
look
put
like
it
I'll fight on
here.
this.
Rob, put it here, and people can
Yep, we're going to put it right
leave
here.
it in the comments. Miley, you can leave a bunch of comments about it. And whoever your rival is.
You know what looks really terrible is you caring about that much. It's a pretty bad look.
Again, I disagree. I think it looks amazing.
Can you put a hat to cover up
I
that
have.
last minute of the podcast?
I have learned that I can't trust you guys as far as like what looks nice. So
Oh,
maybe
really? No.
So maybe this
Wait,
herring looks great.
I just want to point out to you
Mhm.
of like we weren't trying to be nice because I think that your hair looks better then than it does now. I don't know if
Okay.
that's not a nice thing to say, right? I like the other style. I
You
liked
like
it
the
so
old
much.
hair better than the current hair.
Well, yeah.
Well, then you guys are just wrong.
Jarret, I'm your mother, and I will like your hair
Thank
regardless.
you. Thank you, mature
Now,
Leedy
do you
Corbin.
need any socks?
Yeah.
I know you run out of underwear quickly. I can get them for you. Don't be embarrassed.
know, I'd love
Mom,
it
shut
if a
up,
bunch of-
Mom!
I want a bunch of Gen Zers commenting that Leedy's hair should be parted in the middle. That would be fun. I don't know if this makes it into the episode or not, but
Rob will decide. This is your call,
I guess,
man.
this is my episode that I'm editing. I forgot. First of all, I wanted to thank. I've reached out to many of you who watch the show, and you have all given us wonderful feedback. And just thank you so much for getting back to. I was
You
just
are
so
welcome.
blown away by all the viewers out there who had all these wonderful comments and thoughts about our show and what we should do moving forward as we continue to transition and make the show as good as possible for you guys. So thank you for that. And with that said, I wanted to point out one thing that made me laugh as a comment and maybe a good note for all of us as far as our check-in portion.
Ooh.
I got a comment back from someone that said, ooh, I love the show and I love the segment where you guys discuss your jokes. And I was like, okay, maybe maybe we should get to it a little bit sooner. if one of our fans thinks it's a
I
segment,
love this show. They end every episode by talking about jokes.
Like that show about food that you guys. I love lunch with Jarret. But let's get the end when you guys do the joke thing is fun.
So what's up, guys? Let's catch up.
Ooey,
Well,
boy.
If I could jump right in,
Yeah, do it.
I did move out of my apartment, and I am staying at my friend Ty's place while he is down in North Carolina doing spelling bee.
Why did you woo for that, Jarret?
I'm
It's a
just
great
excited
show.
about all this stuff.
Yeah,
You're excited
Number
that he's
one.
in South Carolina doing a spelling bee?
Yeah.
North Carolina. It's
North-
not
oh,
a
sorry.
spelling bee. He's doing the show.
Isn't he
The
too old
musical
to be in a
Spelling
spelling bee?
Oh, yeah. I was
What
like,
the fuck story is this?
Feels like cheating to have an adult in there.
You know what? Before you came on, Jarret and I were talking about how a lot of my listening comes from context because I just, he literally said, he said, "Oh, hey, Rob, you look good. Host me," meaning like I have to host him on Zoom. For those of you listening at home, and those two comments just did not jive with me. "Hey, Brett, you look good. Host me." I was just like, "What did you say?" He was like, "Host me." I was like, "What?" And I just could not reconcile saying, "Hey, you look good. Host me." It's that I was like, I couldn't hear him. And then we talked for a little bit back and forth about how I was just
you were like, you want to come over?
I look so good that you want me to like give you food in my house?
And so then Jarret made the very funny joke because I said, I guess that most of my listening is really just based on context. So like if someone says something that's incongruous to the thing that they just previously said, the odds that I'm not going to hear it or understand it like goes way, way up. And I realized how much predictive listening I'm really doing. And then he made a funny joke. He was like, "Hey, Rob, it's a beautiful painting. I fucked your wife." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it is a nice." And that was that. So I brought that back later. Anyway, but the reason I bring it up right now is because you must be the exact. I don't know what. They're like,
Yeah,
he
your
went down
friend-
for a spelling bee.
Your friend spelling bee went with his friend North Carolina and the
Got it.
yeah, okay.
It's like nothing makes
Your
sense.
friend
in that sense, but
Ty
you're like,
and his
Rob's
friend
weird, his
Carolina
friend's
are trying to spell the word bee.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, who's next?
Piece of cake.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out that now upon moving, I am just so thrilled. Like I literally feel like I'm at I'm on vacation. I feel like I went to my buddy's place and like I just woke up in a hotel. I went, I worked out. I came back. I bought some food for the fridge. I'm just like, I'm feeling so good. So
You got the whole place to yourself?
No. Roommates are here, but I know these guys pretty well. It's only about 9 blocks from where I used to live. I would come over here once a week. We'd watch. We were doing like a weekly Friday night Marvel watch, so we watched all WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I'm already acquainted with these guys. I love these guys, so I'm glad I get to be here.
That's awesome, man. Well done.
Thanks.
I posted a joke on Reddit today. I'm not sure if it's a joke I worked on here, but it's a new joke that I've been really enjoying doing in person. And I wonder if bondage people ever look at a mattress tied to the top of a car and they're like, lucky. Somebody responded pretty quickly. This seems weirdly like an OKBR meme, and then linked to a version of like a picture of a mattress tied to a car that said my joke almost exactly. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So then I looked up what OKBR is. It's a subreddit called OK Buddy Retard, and I don't really know what it is. So I had to infer, and a bunch of people have upvoted his comment, and I had to infer that he was just saying this would fit well as a joke in this subreddit, in this format. And I was like, are you accusing me of stealing this joke, or are you saying this? And he was like, oh no, I just thought it would fit really well there. And I was like, cool. Everybody else, I think, probably thinks that you were saying you stole this joke while you turned it into a meme without credit to me, and now they're going to take that and probably submit it to that subreddit. It was just very bizarre. Anyways, that's what's going on with me. This happens a lot, is where somebody takes one of my jokes, they put it over an image of whatever it has to do with, and then obviously there's no credit to me. It goes viral, it blows up, and then when I do the joke in person or post it somewhere, people are like, you stole that joke from that meme.
Wow. That's really annoying.
Boo.
But you're saying that you don't think that's what happened this time?
No, the guy said, "Oh no, I was just saying it would fit." I asked him, and then he was like, "No, I was just saying it fit in there." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's a relief." But also,
You think that the mob is?
I mean, I got in there soon enough, and the post is still rising. But it's just so weird when you can, like, the timing of responding to a comment in Reddit. There's such a short window of time where it's getting the most attention. And so if enough people, if I go out for an exercise or something, and then a bunch of people are like, this guy stole this joke, just because they saw me post it somewhere else, and then a bunch of people upvote that, by the time I come back, it's like everybody who's checked the comments thinks that I stole a joke. I don't even get a chance to defend myself.
That tugs. I don't like that, Brett.
Yeah, but in this case, I got in there nice and soon and established what was going on, so that's cool.
good.
That's how I described the first time I had sex. I got in there, I established what was going on. Guys, I'm so hungry. My brain's not working.
I liked that. I wish you would let it hang for another second. I like the idea of you going, yep, it's a vagina, and my penis is in there. We can agree on that.
All right.
I'm out.
That's funny. Yeah, I think not unlike Brett's, timing for getting a Reddit comment in, if we don't laugh at your joke, you're usually the quickest one to shit on yourself.
Cut it out. Get rid of this. I hate it. I'm dumb. I haven't slept. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna move. I got into a little Twitter spat when I was on the road because I posted a video, and all my videos are really political.
Good.
And somebody called me out for some Nazi shit. Oh, no, it wasn't that video. It was the tweet that I had that was like about one of the dumb new members of the House, one of the psychotic Republicans who were like, Jews didn't like the Holocaust, so Jews should also not like wearing masks. And so I put a tweet out there that was like, anybody who refers to the Holocaust and mask requirements as the same thing can suck my butthole. And so then some right-wing troll went through all my tweets and looked for me calling people Nazis and then collected them and was like, well, you have a problem with people doing Holocaust analogies, but aren't you a little hypocritical because you called the dudes in Charlottesville Nazis?
No.
And so I responded.
I'm sure he could have found a better example.
I responded and I was like, no, I didn't call them Nazis. They called themselves Nazis because they're Nazis because they had swastikas and everything.
You were calling the Nazi Party of Germany in 19...
You were okay with calling the National Socialist Party a bunch of Nazis?
And you called Hitler a Nazi, and I think that's a little hypocritical, don't you think?
Oh, you're cool with calling that?
Republic happened, you were okay.
So I just tweeted at the dude, like, I didn't call them Nazis, they called themselves Nazis. And then I went and did the show because I had things to do, And it was the exact same thing, Brett. As soon as I came back to Twitter, it was 1,000 notifications. And this guy is just like a professional right-wing troll, so he had like his entire rogues gallery just like agreeing with him like over and over again. And then the fact that I hadn't responded meant that I was owned. It's like, look at this guy. You've shamed him into silence. Another win for us. He's too embarrassed to pop his face back here ever again.
But there is something that sucks about trying to respond after the window of action. We're just like, nobody is seeing this, but you're wrong.
It actually feels very satisfying for me when I just cut the whole thing off. I'm just like, oh, great. I just I put a little landmine in, the whole thing went off, and now we're moving
And then turn off notifications. That's what I did
for
these guys.
You got to do that.
All I did was I linked to the article that said, no, they're actual Nazis, and then just turn off notifications. And I'm like, they can just, jerk each other off about how wrong I am, and I don't have to be a part of this.
This makes me so glad I don't use Twitter. This sounds horrible.
Ooh, it's a nightmare zone. Don't do it. Stay away.
I don't think that Leedy would get thrown into that.
You call that a watercolor? You piece of shit! You flat-haired Bobby Socker!
I'm not taking on politics, really.
I
get not a bird.
I get a little bit saucy in this is a niche market, so buckle up. There are YouTube videos, several, that like to provide proofs as to why 0.999 repeating is equal to 1. It's a well-known mathematical concept that 0.99 repeated is actually the exact same value as 1. And I like to disagree with that. And I go and I'll watch some brand new YouTube video that says, here's why this proof is the best proof to show you why 0.99 repeat is actually equal to 1. And I comment thick paragraphs saying why it's not. And I just go, nope, 0.99 repeated, not equal to 1. Sorry, guys. And the math fucking nerds, they go ballistic. They hate me so much.
They call you the N-word?
Such an asshole.
They go through all your comments looking for when you use the number 1. A little hypocritical, don't you think?
Look at this null set over here.
But you actually do believe this. You're not just trolling.
I truly, here's my weird line, okay? I've explained it to a friend of mine before. I said, okay. I made a comment. I'm technically wrong, but in my brain, I am right. And that's just kind of where I live. I know I'm technically wrong. I know where math stands now, I am incorrect. But I think about this topic a lot. I really enjoy it. There's something really fascinating about it. And to me, I see it as a breakdown of math. I see it as nonsense. I see it as dividing by 0. I see it as trying to compare an infinite set of odd numbers to an infinite set of all countable numbers, where you're like, well, is one twice as big as the other? What does 2 times infinity even mean? There are an infinite number of even numbers. There's an infinite number of all counting numbers.
You park in a driveway, but you drive in a parkway. You have a pair of pants, but just one sock.
Exactly. So to me, I'm like, I don't see this as, well, here's the proof. And there's one video that actually kind of agrees with me a little bit, basically by saying like, well, if you're looking at 0.99 repeated as a summation of, 9 over 10 plus 99 over 100, like 0.9 plus 0.09 plus 0.009, and on and on and on, that is a summation that will eventually has a limit, and the limit is equal to 1. So we define 0.9 repeated as this summation, and that summation approaches 1, so thus is equal to 1. That's sort of the idea.
But you made that video, right?
Some genius, some very handsome genius.
Oh man, just with long locks of beautiful and
flat head hair. Genius.
Anyway, so and man, like you can comment about movies, random things, but nothing will guarantee you comments back more than just casually saying, "Nah, I disagree with that. I think 0.9 repeat is equal to 1," and they're just like, "No, it's not. It's a well-known mathematical fact. The 0.9 repeat is actually equal to 1. This guy knows nothing." And so they go crazy. Like,
are there mathematical theorems for the number of comments that a person will get by disagreeing with an obscure imaginary number video on YouTube or something? Because that could be an infinite set also. Oh, there goes Brett. We lost him. Gone. He's going to go trade stocks.
Too much math talk. I relate.
Speaking of stocks.
Brett.
Mm-hmm. He had to go have sex with a woman to get the taste out of his mouth. Talking about math so much.
All right, I'm back.
Sorry.
I blacked out for a couple seconds.
We were making fun of you because you got so upset at the math talk. You had to go do something cool like dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we said. Dunk a basketball.
I was just giving another example. I didn't want to just repeat the same joke.
That was the example.
I want to hear the example.
I said he got to go have sex with a girl real quick to get all that taste of that math out of his mouth.
Nice.
Girls like math.
Girls do like math.
Yeah, but I don't know if they like math enough to have sex with you over it.
I mean,
I'm sure some do.
This is why women are underrepresented in STEM, because of comments like that.
Yeah, Brett. It's 2021, Brett.
Seriously, girls don't want to fuck you over math, okay? It's 2021.
Technically, prostitution is fucking you for math.
No arguments here. Let's get to
the joke segment.
Our final segment.
I think we have just enough time for one more segment.
I cannot wait to finish this segment and then go get my endoscopy.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on with Leedy. Other than that,
Leedy's life.
Big foofy hair.
She must have something significant must have happened for her to change her hair that significantly.
I started getting money.
Did you get divorced?
I have a paycheck now, so I bought myself my own.
Did you get divorced?
Did she get?
Did you go to
you
Cabo?
Came out the other side, and now you're really starting to feel it. You're getting your groove back.
Yeah, you went to Cabo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, so you got a little blowout.
Found yourself, live, laugh, love.
For sure, that's me. Live, laugh, Leedy. Trademark. No.
Oh, I love
No,
that.
I'm having a really good time right now. That's Leedy's news.
That is what a divorcee would say. That is so. I'm just
myself.
for the
Fun.
first time in my life. I'm just
the first time I'm awake.
Lee, would you say that you're actualizing?
For the first time, I'm Leedy and not just Richard's wife.
That's what I'm gonna put a vision board behind you. That's what I'm gonna put it in there.
I really hope that I watch this years in the future and I do marry a Richard so that I can go like, look at this.
This is how I'll look when we divorce.
Yeah, look how happy I was before I met you.
So you're getting a little bit more money. So you got a
blowout.
blowout, I guess.
Yeah, I just bought myself a haircut and a hair color, and I don't know.
Is it because I commissioned you?
Yeah, it might be that. He paid me so much. Oh my god, extortionate rates from Brett Druck. But
I actually up-negotiated her. She wanted to do it for free, so.
And a hair color? What is this? This is not your natural hair color, or is this just like accentuating the hair that you kind of color you already have?
I went to a blonding expert. This is much more blonde than I was before. Like before, I was kind of like, it's borderline. I'm more brunette than I am a blonde. I went the other way. That's it.
I hear blonding experts have more fun.
Leedy. That is solid.
Okay, we will laugh. That's well done.
I know it was directed at you and your story, but
even adults appreciate that bit.
Blonding experts have more fun. That's crazy. That's good. That's a solid joke.
Please edit me looking happier at that joke.
Just a random smile on your face.
Also, gentlemen prefer blonding experts.
All right.
Come on!
What's that play?
That's another musical that you missed.
Gentlemen prefer blondes.
Oh. Is
Like
Ty
me.
doing that one?
Gentlemen prefer blondes, like Leedy after she went to a blonding expert and had her hair made more blonde.
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen this musical.
After Brett commissioned her to make a handkerchief.
Oh, no, wait, it does sound familiar.
Guys, we're off the rails, and I blame the fact that I haven't
We
eaten.
didn't get back to Leedy. Leedy, actually, this reminds me of those like interviews that they do with men, and then they go to the women who are like men, and like, hey, how are you? And how's, what was it like playing that role? And that must have been really challenging. And then we go to you, we're like, what's with the hair?
Exactly.
Tell me about that hair. That is something. Are you going to get a husband? Because you need
wear underwear for that role, and you had to study for a very long time.
So, maybe something more substantive. But really, we want to know more. But
Yeah.
I can't. It's all superficial here.
Let's find out about the girl under the hair.
Who is the girl under the hair?
I don't know. I've
And
got
let's see
cool
your
things.
nails.
Okay.
Oh, not painted. Oh,
Guys, something more substantive. You gonna get a man with that hair?
Jesus Christ. Well, I do have cool things on the horizon. I am going to be in an opera this summer. And then
With that hair?
Do you have to wear underwear during the opera?
You're going to look great.
That's
Are you gonna kiss any boys?
If math can make girls fuck Rob, maybe opera will make them attracted to me.
Instead of making your O face, you'll make your O face.
Solid.
That's amazing. Leedy, you're in an opera.
That's
That's
amazing.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So many talents. So many skills.
What opera is it? And what people see it?
It's the adaptation of Gentlemen Prefer. No, sorry.
Such a
It is
coincidence.
Midsummer Night's Dream. It's at the Santa Fe Opera.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
best one.
Yeah, so-
That is true, but a lot of people are like, Santa Fe? That's gross. But it's actually
Not
gorgeous.
me. I'm very cultured. I know what's up.
Yeah, Brett and I actually were going to open up a restaurant down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
Is that a
In
Rent
Santa Fe.
reference?
Say again?
That's a Rent reference.
It is. And I just wanted Brett to not get it. That's all.
Think something down in Santa Fe.
You
I know
got
it.
You
I know
did
it.
He knows it. All right.
A game where we tell Brett the names of songs that are in musicals, and he has to do a line from it.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds great. I
nice.
love that
Well,
segment.
let's do that segment instead.
Instead of jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera, Brett?
That's from Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, well, no, I said that part. But how's it go?
Oh, I thought I had to guess
Sing a line.
what musical it's from.
Sing a line.
Oh.
In the music of the night. Right?
Oh,
Okay, music of the night from Phantom of the Opera. It's no longer daytime. It's time for music of the night. Did I get it?
put away the music of the day and take out the music of the night. No longer will we hear the music of the day. We're
So
off
I
the
got it.
rails. We're off the rails, guys. We gotta do
We
jokes.
are the rails.
Oh,
We
God.
can't be off them.
I like these rails more. This is great.
Be the rails you want to see in the world.
Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot about my favorite section of the show.
Jokes?
No, that's like third, fourth best.
What's your favorite section, Rob?
Where we get some of our fans to make us potential intro songs, and we listen to them and get live reactions.
Oh shit! Yeah, I made one too. So yeah, I think that's the final level of the Turing test. Is do you know what this is in reference to? Can you? Every robot's like, oh no.
The Turing test for our listeners at home is something that Jarret is going to explain.
Yes. Oh, please, Jarret. I have a Turing test joke. You ever heard my Turing test joke?
I did not.
Rob will explain it, I'm sure, in his joke.
Well, the joke that I was trying to do, I do explain it to the audience in the joke, where it's
Just pretend like somebody in the audience here doesn't know what it is.
yeah, okay, we'll pretend. It's named after Alan Turing, the British mathematician who pretty much invented computers during World War II. The concept is that, is there a test that you could give to an AI, an artificial intelligence, in which it's like you cannot distinguish between AI and you talking to a real person? If you saw the movie Ex Machina, that was the basis of that entire film as well. And so I explain it to the audience, and then I say, sure, I get that, like, if a human talks to an AI, the human doesn't know that he's talking to an AI. But what human are we talking about? Because we range pretty considerably, you know, like, I want to pick the human, because I got friends of mine who can't pass what I like to call the stripper test, where they're like, dude, she was into me. And I'm like, no, she's not into you. Dude, I'm telling you, this chick was into me. And I'm like, all right, well... And then I thought that's what they should do. Like, the first AI should be strippers, because I think they'll pass instantly. It's just like, I like you, give me money. And they're like, whoa.
Not only is this a human,
but this chick is into me.
we got a little thing going on here. We got a spark. I love that joke, Rob.
Thank you so much. I got a disapproving look from... Grow down, Leedy. You're supposed to be childish.
Look, this is just my face.
Let's get to our final segment, guys.
If we have time for
If we have time. All right.
Jarret has to go to his doctor's appointment, our favorite segment!
Endoscopy
Jarret gets
time.
an endoscopy.
We put a camera down his throat, and we're gonna find out if he's got problems with his esophagus.
They're gonna take some. They're gonna take a biopsy of a lump and say, "Is this anything?"
Biopsy of his lung.
You're like, hey, Doc, when you're putting the camera down there, can you also... I brought this USB mic. Can you put that down there, too? Because we got...
Make sure that you're recording everything.
Woo! What a song, Rob. I spoke to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she came up with an order for us today.
You speak to her?
I do speak to her.
Is that how this process works? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. There was a 5-4 split decision, and the decision turned out that the order is... Go ahead, Jarret.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg is, of course, the drunk version of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and so she presides over a 5-4 decision of, y'all can lick my butthole. Our order this week is Rob, Jarret, Brett.
Ooh, I'm first.
Wow. What an order. Thank you,
Seriously,
Ruth.
thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth.
What a lady. What a special lady. I was actually able to do this joke once for a live audience over down in Brooklyn. Short, but let me know what you guys think. Is this anything? I came back from a run the other day. It was hot. I grabbed a bottle of water, and then I was drinking the water, but then I had to go pee. So I went to the bathroom, and I was peeing, but then I was also drinking the water, and that's when it kind of hit me. I was like, we're all just straws. You know, but we're like crazy straws. In fact, humans are like the craziest straw. I mean, we're the only straw that does genocide. I'm pretty sure. You don't count the turtles.
I love this joke.
I think it's great. Logically, though, everything that takes in something and gets rid of something is also a straw.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
Do you
so
think-
like
do you think
dogs
we-
drink and pee.
Do you think we're also still the craziest straw?
Definitely, we're still the craziest straw of all the straws. 100%.
I like the idea. How much?
You know who originally had a similar premise was Jeffrey Dahmer. Humans are straws. He ate people. He made people into lamps and stuff.
Yeah, but you don't eat straws, though. He ate people.
Yeah, but you use pieces of people for function, like a
Was
lamp.
Jeffrey Dahmer like the Native Americans? Did he like use every part of the person that he ate?
So he was really like an environmentalist.
His compost was really good.
We were the virus the whole time, guys.
Yeah.
And now we are coming back with a vengeance. Think about that, right?
Oh, I'm going to pollute so hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna pollute.
Mother Nature thinks she's got one over on us. She got another thing coming. People are wondering, like, where the Fast and the Furious it keeps on getting bigger and bigger. I think the last Fast and Furious movie's got to be like the crew versus the Earth. Although technically, that's what every movie has been because they drive cars a lot in those movies.
So yeah, I like your logic thing.
First one.
You're right. All species technically would be straws. So you're right about that. Maybe I can incorporate that in some way. I like that. I know that there is. I mean, usually the liquid doesn't change
In a straw.
Unless it's soda, because sometimes it turns fizzier. Like if you ever try to do a Coca-Cola with a crazy straw, by the time it's at your mouth, it's nothing but foam.
It's completely flat. Yeah,
it's completely flat.
Oh, I've never tried that.
There could be a thing in there about how we're not a great straw. Like, you wouldn't want to have a straw that does what we do, you know, where you start drinking one thing and then it just always ends up as piss.
It's always urine.
No matter what you drink, it always ends up as piss.
Oh my god, jeez, what's wrong with this straw? That's really funny.
But if you were sucking stuff up, could you suck piss up and turn it into other stuff?
Well, that's fun.
If you do it reverse? If you
No,
stick a
it's always
vacuum in your
piss.
mouth?
It's always piss.
No, if you stick a vacuum in your mouth, could you suck some piss up through your urethra and
if you
then
do it that way, then
redigest
it's blood.
and then
Brett,
get, I don't know.
Can you stick your dick in a toilet and suck up the urine that's already in there? Just so you can drool out water?
I was wrong. We weren't off the rails then. We're off the rails now.
Oh, were you guys always like this, or did this podcast get goofier? What happened?
You got older, we got a lot younger. The next episode's going to be Jackass, basically. Just us going to be putting things in our butts.
It's just Lee giving us Capri Suns with crazy straws. You're the best.
Thanks, Miss Corbin.
What would be if we're the craziest straw? What would be the most sane straw?
A straw. Roll straw.
Yeah, that's not funny.
There's the flexi straws. Those are a thing. But
Flexi straws were the bad boys of the straw world until Crazy Straw came around.
Yeah, that's true. I do like that crazy straws come in many different varieties. You know, like crazy people. And it's like,
this one goes like this.
Yeah.
This person eats other people.
I don't know why I'm enjoying this.
There's like a DSM that lists crazy straw.
Yeah,
it's like crazy straw syndrome as a thing, but the crazy straws themselves are just like, it's not a choice. This is just who we are.
Because crazy straws, sometimes they like do loop-de-loops. Sometimes they just kind of like go a little wavy up and down. It's like, you know, oh, I'm manic depressive. Like, oh, I start fires.
If you suck up a lithium through a crazy straw, it can kind of become a regular straw.
What is that? Lithium? I'm missing.
As you know, sometimes they put people who have
I'm sorry.
mental illness on lithium to mellow them out. I really thought we were all doing this thing
I apologize. I missed it. Yes, lithium as
that was way
a
too
drug.
smart, Brett.
No, I liked it.
I'm sorry.
100%.
It wouldn't. If you were a straw, it'd be pubes on the straw.
Yeah,
better?
Brett.
Now you are on our wavelength, man.
Yeah.
We talk about musicals.
I liked
and
when they
pubes.
did the pubes part.
Did you just shake your head because like now I have to draw pubes?
I kind of did. Just start marking onto pubes. Like, oh, geez.
It makes sense because pubes are curly like crazy straws.
Oh, God.
Actually, I pulled a beard hair out, and it looked exactly like a staff. You know, like an old wizard's staff.
Oh,
And I was like, "Wow, that's cool." I took a picture of it. I'm gonna go try to find it.
We don't need to see that.
Definitely
Rob.
did get
It's a beard
goofy.
hair. This is
so great.
it's all this.
No, I'm just saying it's a beard. It's a beard hair.
Yeah. And it looks like a staff.
Let's really take some time to find this picture and look at it because
You guys, you can keep on
you
talking.
don't see a straight piece of hair
Oh.
every day.
Can you edit it in my hand right here? Ah!
You
just reminded
shall
me of-
not pass.
Yeah.
See that curly part at the top?
No, it looks like a crazy straw. Is what it looks
Yeah,
like.
it does look like a crazy straw. But I just liked that
that's
that
one thing that
craggedy thing, and then it came down. I was like, oh wow, that's where I'd hold it, and that's where I'd walk with it.
a lot of
When
people
I-
don't know that about Gandalf's staff is that he could use it as a crazy straw.
Oh.
It's just this. Wait, there should be crazy bongs. Are there?
There should be crazy bongs. That's $1 million idea, Rob.
Would you possibly like lose? It'd be hard to like.
It's hard for It's hard for crazy straws too. Crazy straws take a lot of
That
suction
is
power.
true.
It's really nuts.
But you don't want to waste, or you don't want to like. You don't want to be like you're trying to take a hit. You don't want to be like taking breaks just to get some weed
Because it's stuck like halfway through.
Yeah.
Well, you know that scene in the second Lord of the Rings movie where they take all the weapons, but then he goes into the thing and he still has his staff with him, and Wormtongue is like, "You let him keep his staff?" like that. But they should cut to him like drinking someone's drink from like far away, and that's how he knew that he still had the staff. That was a long walk, guys. I haven't eaten.
I liked it. Again, you didn't let it hang for long enough.
Did you know that the end of There Will Be Blood, that final scene when he was drinking, that was a crazy straw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I drink your milkshake.
I drink your milkshake.
What are other things that are curly that we don't call them crazy?
Curly fries, curly hair, Mo Larry and crazy.
What I've learned from this episode is that I need to eat before doing this, because otherwise my insanity just spreads.
Do you
Why do
understand
they
me?
call it a slinky instead of crazy aluminum?
All this fits for me. We don't take anything that is circular seriously. It's all weird. It's like, that's a slinky. And then we have like a little doinky doink. There's a spring. Like we have these little fun, everything that has this shape, we're like, curly fries? What? That's not the way fries are. This is fun, you know? They should, yeah. If you ever want to like lighten something up a little bit, just put it in like a spiral. You know, like if you have to get a shot, just like get a little spiral needle, and then
That's how they can make shots better for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them crazy shots.
It's the crazy shot. I wonder where the foci are located in the Oval Office.
What's the foci?
Foci?
It's the.
I know what that is.
Yep.
It's the 2 points, right?
Wow, that's a crazy thing to say after the foci. I know what that is.
I use deductive reasoning. That's how Sherlock Holmes does it too. And he's like, a dead woman? I know how he did it.
Rob, are you still looking at the picture of the hair on your phone?
It's just so nice. It's like a little cane.
Whew. Do we have anything else for Rob?
I really like the joke. It is so silly.
Mhm.
I love it. I don't really know if there's something I can add to it, to be honest.
All
with you.
all of this that we did today.
There were a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff that if I wanted, because I constructed this weird Twizzler bit for a while that was just equally
Oh, yeah, I
just
forgot about the
silliness on
Twizzler
top
bit.
of silliness, and I just enjoyed doing that. Where I was like, this led me to this thought, and this led me to this thought, and the beauty of it was when the audience was just in a slappy mood, I could just do all of it And when they weren't, I just did very, very little of it, and it was totally fine. So
I've seen a few times where the audience wasn't into it, and you did all of it.
I said I can. I have the option to bail, or I have the option to torture him.
I'm joking.
I mean, yeah, you're not 100%. You're not wrong there. I'm like, oh wait, they're gonna like it when I get to this next part.
Regular Rob doesn't do it if the audience is on board. But Crazy Rob.
Yeah, I love the idea of turning normal things into crazy things just by looping them or calling other loopy things crazy. I like the idea of thinking about crazy straws in the sense that we think about mentally ill people and all the diversity that exists there and how we should treat them. And there's something to that I really kind of enjoy, that we should give crazy straws the dignity that they deserve. You know what I mean? And like, you know, how many homeless crazy straws are there currently, and like, should we deal with that? You know, did Geraldo Rivera really do a good job of exposing all of the horrible things that go on in crazy straw homes and crazy straw hospitals?
People think that homeless straws are lazy. You know, they just won't get a job, but some of them can't because they're crazy.
You know, like the idea of a crazy straw killing a sea turtle, and it's just like, you're like, that's sad, but it's spiraling. I'm sorry, it's just hilarious.
How did you get this stuck in your nose?
Well,
I got the first part, and then I just tried to escape, and I started flipping and rotating, and the more I struggled, the farther it went in.
Oh my god.
When they found the straw in the turtle's nose, it caused people to be like, all right, no more straws. If they found a crazy straw, they'd be like, more straws.
I wonder if we increased our use of crazy straws, if as many would get stuck in their noses. Because
that's like, really funny.
At some point, how far could a crazy straw get stuck in your nose?
So if you're going to use a straw, use a crazy straw for the earth.
Exactly. All right, and that's my time. Thank you guys so much.
Rob Ryan. Well done. Yeah, that's a very silly bit. I love it, Rob.
Thanks.
I got 2 short ones for you guys today. This is really on brand for our kind of jokes today. It's a joke about how much I fart.
Nice.
I fart so much that my fiance's...
How much do you fart?
How fart was it?
I fart so much that my fiance's review of the movie A Quiet Place was that I would be dead on the first day.
Excellent.
Oh, that's great. Tell your fiance, excellent joke, and maybe you could come up with a punchline.
It's funny that you should say that, because my second joke is actually was inspired by her as well. But is there anything else to that? Like, that feels like a tweet to me, but I kind of think it might work on stage because I also have all this material about all the things that are wrong with my body and my digestive system.
What if the little boy in the beginning of A Quiet Place would have lived because you were there? Like, he's playing with a fire truck and it goes off and then they're like, oh no! And then
he starts writing, I'm farting on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah. The monsters don't know where to go.
It would be great if there were different monsters, different aliens.
Smell monsters?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Jarret. Yeah, that would be great. So there'd be 2 different monsters, one going based off of sound, another one going based off of smell.
And they both get to me at the same time.
They both get to you, yeah, except for, yeah. There would be the ones that are like the silent but deadly, and then, you know, they're going to split focus on that. And then there's the guys who have really loud farts, but they don't smell that bad.
Ooh, in A Quiet Place, all farts are loud but deadly. Or they're silent but deadly. There's only deadly farts. There's silent but deadly, and then there's audible but deadly.
That's funny. Queefs, actually, I guess, would also count on the noise department, but less so.
I don't think I want to work on this joke anymore, guys.
What if the only way you could muffle the farts is by putting a crazy straw in your butt?
If you put a crazy straw in your butt and then you fart, it sounds like a slide whistle.
Oh, she's got a slide whistle.
Yeah, I
do it.
Oh, excuse you.
This is what I just have by my desk after so many Zoom shows.
One of them looks like a butt plug. What's that middle one?
No. This is a duck call. Are you ready for this? Mentally prepare for this, youngins.
Mentally prepare. All right.
Wow, it actually was so obnoxious that Zoom is cutting it out.
Can you not hear it at all?
It doesn't sound like a duck. It sounds like a duck is mocking you.
Yeah.
Actually, Jarret, it kind of sounds like you doing the outro last time.
It does look like a sex toy that also happens to make a duck sound.
It does, yeah. That's unfortunate.
That's how it was originally a sex toy. And then people kept on using it, and then ducks kept on showing up.
No, this is my dad's.
Oh, I'm sorry that you had to find out this way.
Yeah. Why don't you use your own? Why are you using your dad's sex toy?
And then the third one is a kazoo, I suppose?
Yes, this is a kazoo.
She's like, no, that's a pussy
sex toy.
defibrillator.
A pussy defibrillator?
I couldn't. I was doing my best.
Good Lord.
Yep.
You came up with Smell Monster.
Let's go back to Smell Monster, please.
What are the other major iconic things from A Quiet Place?
I like the idea of you hiking to that waterfall, just so you can fart a couple of times. Just like,
Well, that's the thing, is that this joke is really rolling the dice that people get that reference, The Quiet Place. If I'm also asking them to remember things from the movie, that's too much of a gamble, you know?
It's interesting, in that movie, if one of them had explosive diarrhea, they would have to run to that waterfall. They couldn't just and they'd have to hike, which felt like a couple of miles, to that loud, noisy waterfall.
Could you say, my fiance and I were watching A Quiet Place, which is a movie where if monsters can only hear you, and they will kill you instantly if they hear a sound. And while we were watching it, she was like, you would die right away in this.
And then you could be a bad boyfriend, and then you could be like, yeah, your bitchy comments would also get you killed. I don't know if you... All this yapping you're doing during the movie.
I raised you to treat women better.
But she's making fun of him, and then he comes over the top and is like, this shit won't fly either, honey. All your yapping during my favorite movies?
It almost feels like a really shitty dude comedian's joke about A Quiet Place. It's like, doesn't make sense that there were any women in that movie, you know?
Yeah, man, if you want to be an early 90s comic, then you should do that joke.
God, if only the early 90s had A Quiet Place.
That's what you're looking for in your house. A Quiet Place.
Because of my fiance,
who's just yapping all the time. You know, women be talking. I gotta go fuck a stool. Am I right, fellas?
What is that? Is that a specific reference, or is that just our shorthand for a comic who is just stool humping? Yeah,
stool humping's become more of a general.
Yeah,
it's so ubiquitous. So many comics have done it at some point or another in their lives. I've seen it live from a couple of comics, and I was like, wow, people really do that.
I've never done it, and I think if I had to, I'd be really uncomfortable, at least the first few times. Do you think comics, they just go in the first time they hump a stool, or they have to, work it out? They have to work on their...
Here's something,
you mean they finger
I don't know if this
bit?
is anything yet.
Foreplay. Dude, that's really funny. The comic that does foreplay on the stool?
Just kind of gets it all warmed up. Yeah. Just rubbing it. It goes down on the stool for a little bit.
Guys, I'm going to hump the stool, but give me a moment. You light some candles.
All right, here's the other joke.
All right.
They say that if you make guns illegal, only criminals will have guns. And it's like, maybe. But I've bought illegal drugs. And it's not easy. You have to find a dealer. And sometimes you need different dealers for different drugs. You need a weed guy, a molly guy, a coke guy. I'm just saying that getting illegal things is hard. And I would love to make getting a gun at least as hard as getting molly. I want anyone who wants a gun to have to find their sketchiest friend and be like, do you have a gun guy? Could I get your gun guy's number? Does he do bullets also? No?
You tried farting during this? Maybe a queef or you stick a crazy straw in your butt.
Sounds like you guys didn't like that one.
No, I liked it.
I
was into the concept, and I was just thinking about it. I was just thinking about it from a logical standpoint, and kind of being where are there holes in that logic? And then I started thinking about shooters, and I wonder if you could say, if you look at the shooters, it is kind of it's an ease of access thing. None of these guys would really be that motivated. Was it Timmy McVeigh? Like Timothy McVeigh was a motivated guy. He wrote a manifesto. He really thought about, like, he was into understanding the government and hating it and stuff like that. But some of these guys are just like, I gotta go down to Walmart and grab one of these, and it's bored.
Yeah,
that's really what it seems like.
I'm a huge proponent of this philosophy where people do argue that, and I go, absolutely not. Barriers to entry are huge for preventing crime. Even if you lock a door, put a beware of dog sign up, any little thing, any deterrents are very significant. That research is ironclad. So I totally disagree with the idea that if you're going to want to get a gun, you're going to get a gun. It's like, that's not true at all. Especially if you're concerned about gun violence in the sense of suicide, where you got 30,000 suicides a year, many of them caused by guns. So if you want to just prevent those lives from being lost alone, that is, all the logic. I'm 100% with you. How to make that funny is, I think you're getting there. I think this is a great thing to chew on and to feed on for sure.
I mean, the only thing I have is talking about getting a gun the same way that you talk about getting drugs,
which is a great turn. I think it's really cool because I think enough people have been through that process before, or have balked to go through that process by like going through a friend where they're like, well, I don't want to buy drugs, a lot of
or you
girls
have to
don't
hang
like
out
to do
with
it.
your gun guy.
Exactly.
I like that more than I think you're on the right path, but I need a funnier example of getting drugs, and that to me is like, I've definitely been uncomfortably watching a movie so that I could buy weed in high school. I just like, I don't know this guy, I don't want to be here, but now I'm watching Transporter 2. That I would like more examples like that. Is there some analogy to having drugs, like reversing the analogy with drugs, like taking drugs to guns, where it's like the only way to stop a guy with a bad trip is a guy with a good trip?
The only way to stop a bad guy with Molly is glow sticks.
Yeah, I don't know how you would fit that in.
Well, it could fit if you're just, because as you guys were talking, I was thinking about how funny it is just by itself that it's difficult to get Molly and it's easy to get a gun.
Oh, maybe you should try listening to us.
I was multitasking. And, it's the same argument, like it's illegal to show sex on television, but you can show murder on television. Like, why is that, blah, blah, blah. And so it could be a really easy one-to-one. Like, why is Molly harder to get than a gun? You need a good guy with a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun. If you got a bad guy with Molly, all you need is glow sticks. Something like that.
That's great.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, there's a through line. Just needs to be cleaned up a little bit.
I was thinking earlier about what Brett said on the conviction thing, where you're like, there's some people who definitely have the conviction, and that does kind of poke holes. It doesn't poke holes in it, but it's just a totally different thing that we're dealing with. Like, it would be funny to think that 9/11 wouldn't have happened if they just knew that hijacking planes and crashing them in the buildings was bad. So, like, if they knew that was illegal, like, they're from Pakistan, so like, how are they supposed to know?
They don't understand our laws.
Yeah, they didn't get it. They're like, we don't fly it into those.
Well, after 9/11, they put all those signs up in the airport that were like, no bombs.
Oh, that's true. So
if those were
that
there,
was our bad. I feel like 9/11 jokes, they stopped being offensive like 5 years ago, at least.
That is kind of funny to think about. Like, they ask you, are you bringing a bomb on this plane? As though that would have stopped anything. And it's like, no, I'm not I'm flying on the bomb.
You think 9/11 jokes stopped being offensive because people like me weren't around for it? Is that why?
Actually, yeah.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the people the more people who were affected directly of it, a lot of them have died. A lot of them, it just the memory of a distant. There's been other tragedies, so many mass shootings and stuff like that. But also just that stuff ages out. Tragedy.
Yeah. Losers, they died.
It's actually kind of impressive that people are still like upset about the Holocaust. Like, that has real staying power.
That's a premise that I really enjoy. So, Alidi, was your suggestion sounded almost like combative, or was that just you like thinking of something? Like, what was your thought process on that?
No, I was just curious because I wasn't around for 9/11, and oftentimes people are like, "What? No way! So you don't know about?" No, I don't. I don't know about.
Sorry, I just had an image of Anthony going, You haven't seen 9/11? What?
The power of Christ compels you.
But 9/11? We've all
everybody's seen
been through.
Well, not even when you were a kid? Wouldn't your mom turn it on?
And the buildings went down. Nothing.
Well, we should do a high writing challenge where Leedy has to watch 9/11. And she's going to be really surprised at the end of that is Guantanamo Bay.
Still made more sense than the ending of Pinocchio.
It sure did.
It's almost my turn, but before it's my turn, a very exasperated and de-energized Jarret is going to tell you about our Patreon.
You guys got to get on the Patreon. It's so good. We got a lot of episodes on there.
You gotta get on.
Patreon.com/ICAPod. Patreon.com/ICAPod.
We have snacks with sugar.
Burgers, hot dogs, bananas. Patreon.com. If you're not a patron, then you're a flat-haired bobby sucker.
Was that a flat-haired bobby sucker?
Take it from me, Jared Berenstein. You don't want to be a flat-haired bobby sucker. Be a patron.
Okay, thought you were going to
now, Brett Truck.
Okay. Life is like a box of chocolates. If your dog was in charge of it, he'd die.
If your dog was in charge of it, the dog would die? So the dog's in charge of my life, and now my dog's dead?
Yeah.
No, if Jock was in charge of his life, because dogs, oh my god, I'm completely faded.
Of his own.
Wait, I want Jared to fake more feedback.
I am
Oh my God.
hitting different like walls of.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Yeah, I feel
Have
bad
fruit
for you.
snack, son. Here you go.
He's not allowed to eat them.
Thanks, Mom.
Life is like a box of chocolates. If your dog was in charge of it, he'd die. So if the dog was in charge of your life, then the dog would not properly take care of itself and it would die. And also it would eat chocolate. I feel like that's in there somewhere too. If your dog was in charge of the box of chocolates, it would die.
Yes,
I don't know what the joke is.
I'm 100% certain that if the dog was in charge of the box of chocolates, it would eat the chocolates and die.
I think that's why I wrote the joke.
But if the dog was in charge of your life, then why is the dog now dying? Just because it's in charge of your life?
Well, this works logically because a dog, given an infinite amount of food, will eat itself to death.
Mm-hmm. Is that a fact that you just feel in your
very strongly about
your weird dysphoria that's going on right now?
Is that like
I don't even know dysphoria is the word?
0.99 and is not equal 1?
Because you said it confidently, like it was scientifically proven.
And I know that about goldfish, but I've never until this point heard that about dogs. And so I'm curious.
My friend has a dog that they have to keep water away from because he will just drink water until he hurts himself. And so I was curious about it, and I was like, if given an infinite amount of food, will a dog eat itself to death? And the answer is yes. From my Google search, the answer is yes. Not every dog, but some dogs would.
Okay.
Some humans do that too.
That's right.
Yeah. So how could this work in a stand-up joke, do you think? Do you think it's
what's so weird?
Because this is a good tweet, but I don't know if I could push this into a set.
I laughed before I caught myself and thought about the premise. Because before I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And then I said, no, wait a minute. That doesn't really... Because there's plenty of dogs that live on their own. We're the ones that domesticated them. You know, you go to Thailand and they're just running around in the streets everywhere. So, like, there are dogs that do take care of themselves. They're not taking care of another person's life. Or they're not in charge of another person's life. If I thought in my brain it was, if the dog's taking care of my life, I'm dead. That's definitely true.
But if the dog is taking care of its own life, then it can just eat a box of chocolates.
Yes. Oh, you're saying that in both scenarios now it eats the box of chocolates?
Yeah. Even if it's not about the dog being in charge of the box of chocolates.
Yeah. I like that too.
Because I think the second half of this joke then is you explaining it. Like, if the dog was in charge of a box of chocolates, it would eat it and die. If the dog was in charge of your life, it would tell you to get it chocolate, and then it would eat it, and then it would die.
Yeah, that is technically true. It'd be like,
damn,
hey,
I hate jokes about eating food.
Bark, bark. Give me chocolates. Bark, bark.
Ruff, ruff, bark.
Dog bark. That joke gets better, just like with wine.
It's true. You don't have to eat dog bark. You have to eat vegan bark. We shouldn't talk about vegan bark. We're getting Jarret so hungry.
And lady, can you hide those plants?
Yeah.
Here's another one.
Hey, nicely done.
All right.
Oh
shit!
What
She
happened?
did it.
Oh wow.
Lady hit the plants,
Yeah. Do you feel better, Jarret?
or the plants all took their dicks out,
and they're Asian.
and they got censored. What?
And
Oh,
they're
'cause
Asian.
Asian porn, they censor the genitals.
Because
Got
yeah,
it.
an Asian.
I read somewhere on an
I
Asian porn
heard.
site that I watched.
Christ.
We're all loopy. This is so weird. I'm hot.
I read somewhere. It's like you're watching Asian porn and the genitals are blurred, and you're like, "Oh, I wonder why that is." So you check the comments, and it explains it in the comments. You're like, oh, well, that's where I read it then. It's so funny. All right,
Oh, is that universal? Right? Everyone knows about the blurred Asian genitals.
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty common knowledge.
All right, Patrick, let's hear another Coke.
Okay. What did you say? Is here another Coke? Brett Drug, let's hear another juicy pizza slice. I could be a little curmudgeon-y. People have told me, like on Halloween once, I was just dressed in my regular clothing, and somebody said, "Oh, what are you supposed to be?" And I said, "An adult."
I like that.
I like that line. I want a different setup for it, though.
Okay.
It just feels a little too, I don't know. I think that's more, I don't know. I think it's funnier as like a reflection of you than sort of like a commentary on what other people call you, like curmudgeon-y, you know?
You made me think of a different joke idea where we get, like, Halloween is such a weird holiday. There's so many things that are abnormal that we don't really think about. Like, on no other day can someone come into my house and I'd be like, what are you supposed to be? But that's just neither here nor there. I do like your thing. You're saying...
What if I said I'm just trying to be more fun?
I don't mind the setup. I think the setup works. I can't think of a different setup that's going to, like, meet my expectations or subvert my expectations or do all the things that jokes are supposed to do.
Do you think condescending works better than curmudgeonly?
I'm trying to be less condescending. Like one time on Halloween,
yeah.
I was dressed in my regular clothing. Somebody said, "Oh, what are you supposed to be?" And I said, "An adult."
I was always this way, though. When I was 6, people were like, what are you supposed to be? A kid. A child.
An adult.
I just wore a suit.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. Business. That's what Lee's going as today. Lee's going as an adult.
So what would be like a fun way for me to answer that question differently? Like if I was like gonna redo it. So now if somebody asked me that, I'd be like,
Thor.
In plain clothes. He's at atrophy.
What if you said, someone says, so yeah, I don't like being condescending, like, you know, blah, 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 an adult. So I'm trying to fix it. So now when I'm not dressed up for Halloween and someone asks me what I'm going as, I say, the dude that's fucking your mom. It's not condescending. You know.
There's something to this that I enjoy. I'm curious who's asking me the question, too. Did you go over someone's house? Is it a Halloween party? Is it a stranger? Is it a...
The real answer is that I was at New York Comedy Club and everybody was dressed in costumes. And I think Kate Wolf asked me.
What was she?
Forget. Like, loser. I love Kate Wolf.
What are you supposed to be?
Kate
A
Wolf.
loser? Yeah, she's great.
All right.
Leave this in.
I think we should leave it all in.
Nope.
I think we should tag Kate
That's what
Wolf.
I said the first time I had sex. I think we should leave it all
That was
in.
our show, everybody. Thank you so much.
I think that's it. Jared's going to pass out.
Well, first we gotta have Leedy Doodle time.
Of course, yeah. But I figured Leedy will be spotlighted, so we won't have to see you passing out.
Jesus.
I wish I had a skeleton I could just put in my chair for when we cut back to me.
Maybe have
What
better
are you
feedback.
supposed to be?
Oh, wow.
All right, first up, I have Jarret and the hair he hated versus his hair now.
Strong disagree.
All done.
And then next I have Host Me. Next I
Something wrong
have
with my eye there.
okay, this is a vagina. I'm in. I'm gonna get it done. Very matter of fact.
She gave me a beard on the day I lost my virginity, which is not that far off from the truth.
And then I have 9. You know that what that was meant to say. We all get it.
Oh my god. It's such a great walk off.
Excellent.
Mic drop. I'm
I will
out.
fix the decimal place when I send this drawing to you.
No.
That's
oh,
so
oh,
good.
I see. Yeah. And then if you could, you got to put a bar over the last 9. That's what indicates repeating.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because 9.999 definitely does not equal 1. We agree
No,
on
no,
that.
no, no.
Yeah,
But,
right.
I mean, none of them equal 1. Only 1 equals 1.
Oh my
Where were you when I was actually studying for my SATs? And then next I have It is not the music of the day. I'd like to hear you just do this for every song.
It's a great game. We can do
We'll
a
play
whole
it
feature out
again,
of
for
this.
sure.
Yes.
That's great.
We'll introduce
weird.
it as one of our other segments from us doing
Thank
jokes.
goodness, because honestly, the segment where you talk about your jokes is fucking boring.
Well, counter
like-
feedback.
Yeah, I'll take. You know what? Now we're going to comment on the art here. I noticed how this mask looks like it's just a separate piece that you just slid in after the fact. You're like, oh shit, I got to give him a mask, and then it's just another element that you slapped on.
I'm also a little worried about this dude's hand. You know, he clearly got a little. This phantom got acid on his face and hands.
Yeah, look at that pinky compared to the thumb.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh well.
You should wear a glove too.
I'm just glad you didn't talk about how bad these music notes are. I've taken music theory. This is shit.
Yeah, what note is a dick?
I thought you just started writing Hebrew about halfway through, and you're just like,
Oh my god, the
looks
Jews
like a
do
gimel.
control the media!
some of it. All right. Oh, just give us the finger. That's what you should do. There we go.
Perfect.
Nice.
There we go.
Lovely. You look so happy now.
No
Yeah.
fingernail though. Just saying.
Whatever.
Just saying.
Just saying.
All right, there we go.
Ooh,
Perfect.
nice.
All right, moving on. I have The Anatomy of a Human.
Ooh, I love it.
That's so cool.
That's
Awesome.
great.
Wow, it's almost like this weird like mix of like the gender symbols, like male, female, like the prince
Hey,
symbol.
we're all just crazy straws.
Yeah,
man.
not boys, girls. We're all just crazy straws on the inside. That's all we are. That's so cool. You know what? Fun side story is a little nerdy as well that I didn't know. I was at a planetarium one time, and all the planets have symbols that mark the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. They all do. And then I looked at the one for Mars and the one so they all were like circle based of some sort. And the one for Mars was just a circle with a little stem and an arrow. And I was like, that's weird. I had all these things happen to me at once. I was like, that's weird. That's the thing that Austin Powers wears as a necklace. He has the thing. He's got the symbol with the male. And I was like, wait a minute. That's the symbol for men. And then I went to the Venus one, and then they had the female one. I was like, that's the symbol for females. And then I was like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And then I was like, oh, because it's the goddess and he's the man. And so the symbols that we denote all the different planets on are what those male and female symbols are based off of. And then I put the Prince thing together when he became the artist formerly known as Prince, became a symbol. His symbol is a mixture of the male and female symbols, and that's why he chose that. Anyway, it was an awesome day.
I like to imagine that
It was an awesome day.
Immediately after that, you went to the bathroom to pee, and that's when you had the crazy straw realization. You're just having a day of epiphanies.
Dude, that was so many things that came together in that one moment. It was.
I gotta go get a tube in my throat, so let's keep these epiphanies to a minimum.
Oh boy!
Going forward.
All right.
What? Oh yeah, I guess we're running down in time.
Next I have piss come out. That's all you can say about that. Right?
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, I don't like
I'm a
this
little
one.
confused
I
by
gotta
the
be
whole
honest.
concept.
Next I have you shall not piss.
I love it.
That is wonderful. Look at
Looks like he's got some piss on his mouth.
Don't out the mouth.
Oh.
And you've got your.
This
hair
is like,
down.
you shall not piss because I have to drink it if you do. That's what it looks like.
You took some creative license with this one. I like it.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
In Lord of the Rings, Gandalf is the colors of Gandalf or the wizards is like denotes their rank. And so he's Gandalf the Grey, and then when he's reborn, he's Gandalf the White. So this would be Gandalf the urine yellow.
Yeah. Which is above that.
Gross.
Gandalf the Wet. Okay, sorry. Moving on. I have Crazy Bong.
$1 million idea.
I think it's
$1
great.
million idea.
Crazy
I
bomb.
love it. I'll get behind that.
I
That's
like the swirlies too at the background. That's
You'll
fun.
pass out before you get high.
Next I have that.
Oh, perfect.
Can't wait to see Jarret incorporate that into his joke.
Be good.
Oh God.
Ooh, you know what? You should get a crazy endoscopy. The cameras all over the place, dude.
And then last but not least, I have an animation.
Ooh, an animation.
Ooh.
Ooh, Jarret looks angry. Join our Patreon,
Play
you
again.
flat-haired Bobby sucker.
He passes out. Don't think about Bacon Bark.
That's it.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Yay,
Excellent
thank you,
job.
ladies.
Great, great,
At
great.
Art for My Heroes and teespring.com/Lady. No, patreon.com/Lady Corbin.
Yes. And I'm on Twitch. Lady Art.
And Lady Art on
And
Twitch.
Lady Art on Twitch. Check her out for more art, for great stuff. She doesn't just draw 30-second stupid tags to our bits because we're maniacs. We talk about pubes all the time. She does some great work.
She talks about opera. She
Yeah.
does opera.
You'd be surprised how many of the drawings I get paid to make are pube related. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for having me on. It's
Thanks,
always a
lady.
pleasure.
Thanks for coming on.
You are the best.
Jarret, I know you gotta go ask if you can get some of that footage for one of our Patreon episodes from
You
Inside Your
got
Body.
it. Thanks so much for watching. Check back every Monday for new episodes, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to help support the show, tell your friends how much you like Is This Anything? Or get involved, like an episode, share, comment, subscribe. If you want more Is This Anything, you gotta join our Patreon at patreon.com/ITAPod. We have a ton of awesome exclusive content on there, and you can join for as little as $1 a month. Check out the links in the description, and hopefully we'll see you next week.